Breaking news. The Detroit Lions are eagerly awaiting free agency, and I sincerely hope that our GM Brad Holmes makes the best choices. I have a big dream, and I know it will come true soon. To see our Detroit Lions competing in the Super Bowl. Dan Campbell is working hard to make this happen, but it doesn't depend on him alone. We need bold players who are hungry to win. In the last few hours, we received the news that a Chargers player was released. Would it be a good idea to bring him here? I'll tell you everything we know. But first, I want to know from you. Do you believe the Lions can make it to the Super Bowl? If so, press the like button hard. If possible, comment like this: "Go Lions! Let's go to the Super Bowl." The Detroit Lions defensive line has been a hot topic this offseason, and now a new name has entered the conversation: Joey Bosa. Yes, the Pro Bowl pass rusher has officially been released by the Los Angeles Chargers, and there's already speculation about where he might land next. Could Detroit be the perfect fit? And more importantly, does Bosa fit the mold of a classic Brad Holmes signing? Let's break it down. The Chargers' decision to part ways with Bosa isn't shocking. Financially, they free up $25.3 million in salary cap space, a move that was widely expected. Bosa, once considered one of the league's top pass rushers, has been plagued by injuries in recent years, making him a high-risk, high-reward acquisition for any team willing to take a chance. But if history tells us anything, it's that Brad Holmes is no stranger to taking a chance on players with injury histories, especially when they come at a discount. Now let's talk about what Bosa brings to the table. At 29 years old, he still has plenty of gas left in the tank when healthy. Standing at 6 feet 5 inches and weighing 280 pounds, Bosa has the ideal build for a dominant edge rusher. Over his career, he's shown flashes of brilliance, racking up multiple double-digit sack seasons. But injuries have slowed him down. In 2022, he played just 5 games, finishing with 2.5 sacks. Last season, he appeared in 14 games and recorded 5 sacks. Not exactly earth-shattering numbers, but still a solid contribution.
And here's where things get interesting. We know Brad Holmes loves a bargain. He's built a reputation for signing veteran players who are past their prime but still have something left to offer. Just look at some of Detroit's recent signings. Guys over 30, coming off injuries, looking for a fresh start. Sound familiar? Bosa checks every single one of those boxes. In fact, Holmes has made a habit of targeting players like this: Marcus Davenport, Tyson Alualu, Bruce Irvin. If you're over 30, injury-prone, and available on a short-term deal, you might as well start packing your bags for Detroit. The real question is, would Bosa be worth the gamble? The Lions' pass rush struggled at times last season, and adding a proven edge rusher could make a huge difference. But Bosa isn't the only option. Khalil Mack is also on the market, and if given the choice between the two, Mack might be the safer bet simply because he's been more durable in recent years. That said, Bosa's upside is undeniable. When he's on the field, he's a game wrecker, capable of collapsing pockets and forcing turnovers. Of course, signing Bosa wouldn't mean Detroit is done addressing the pass rush. The team still has the draft, where they could look to add a young, explosive edge rusher. In an ideal scenario, they sign a veteran like Bosa or Mack, then use their first-round pick on another defensive lineman. This will allow them to rotate players, keeping guys fresh and maximizing their production. So, what do you think, Lions fans? Should Detroit take a chance on Joey Bosa? Is he the missing piece to finally solidify the pass rush? Or should they go in a different direction and target a younger, healthier option? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. There's no denying that Joey Bosa's talent is still there. When healthy, he's one of the most disruptive pass rushers in the league. The problem? That when healthy part, over the last few seasons, injuries have become a frustratingly consistent storyline in Bosa's career. In 2022, he managed just 5 games. In 2023, he missed 8. Last year, he sat out 3 more. That's 12 missed games over the past 2 seasons alone. But here's the thing. If there's one coach who knows how to get the best out of defensive linemen, it's Aaron Glenn. Detroit's defensive coordinator has helped turn the Lions' D-line into a relentless force, even when the personnel wasn't elite. Now, imagine what he could do with a guy like Bosa in the rotation. The Lions wouldn't need him to be an every-down player. They could manage his snaps, keep him fresh, and let him be a specialist in key situations. Think about it, lining up Bosa opposite Aidan Hutchinson on passing downs? That's the kind of move that makes offensive coordinators lose sleep. The Lions' current pass rush situation is okay. Hutchinson is a star, no doubt about it, but he needs help. A Opposing teams have figured out that if they double-team Hutch, the rest of the Lions' front four struggles to generate pressure. That's why signing a veteran edge rusher is almost a necessity. Detroit needs someone who can create disruption when Hutchinson is being taken out of the play. Enter Joey Bosa. Now, let's talk numbers. Bosa's last contract was a 2-year, $40 million deal. That's $20 million per season. No way Detroit pays that. But what if Bosa, knowing his injury history, is willing to take a 1-year, prove-it deal, say, something around $8 to $10 million with incentives? That's right in Brad Holmes' wheelhouse. Low risk, high reward. And if Bosa gets hurt, well, that's why you still draft another pass rusher in April. The other argument against signing Bosa is that the Lions could go after Khalil Mack instead. Mack had 17 sacks last year and hasn't missed nearly as many games as Bosa in recent seasons. If Detroit is looking for the safer option, Mack is the guy. But if they're looking for a potential game-changing talent at a bargain price, Bosa might be the better bet. Another factor to consider, Bosa just turned 29. He's younger than Mack. If the Lions sign him and he stays healthy, he could still have a few productive years left. This isn't a 35-year-old veteran looking for one last payday. This is a guy who, in the right system, could have a resurgence. But let's be real, this is the Detroit Lions we're talking about. We know how this usually goes. They'll sit back, wait, let the market develop, and then, boom, they make a move when the price is right. That's been Brad Holmes' strategy from day one, and it's worked out pretty well so far. He doesn't panic. He doesn't overpay. He plays the long game. So don't expect an immediate signing. But if Bosa's still on the market in a couple of weeks, don't be surprised if Detroit makes an offer. And let's not forget one thing, Joey Bosa has a chip on his shoulder. No player, especially one with his pedigree, wants to be labeled as washed or injury-prone. That's the kind of thing that fuels a veteran to prove everyone wrong. Imagine Bosa coming into Detroit on a 1-year deal, hungry to show he's still one of the best pass rushers in the game. That's the type of motivation that can lead to a career resurgence. Plus, we've seen this before. Remember when people doubted Von Miller after injuries? He bounced back with the Rams and helped them win a Super Bowl. Same with guys like Justin Houston, Robert Quinn, and even Jason Pierre-Paul late in their careers. Pass rushers who still have the ability to win one-on-one battles don't just disappear overnight. They adjust. They find new ways to attack offensive linemen. They use their experience to compensate for any lost explosiveness. Bosa has the skill set to do that if he stays on the field. And let's be real, Detroit is an appealing destination right now. A few years ago, guys like Bosa would have never considered the Lions. But now, this team is a legitimate Super Bowl contender. They have an elite offense, a rising defense, and a culture that players actually want to be part of. A guy like Bosa could look at this roster and say, hey, I can be the missing piece to put this team over the top. That's where Brad Holmes comes in. If he can get Bosa on a reasonable deal, one that doesn't hurt the team's cap flexibility, then it's absolutely worth considering. If Bosa wants top dollar, well, then the Lions can walk away and go after someone else. But let's say Holmes gets him for something in the $8 to $10 million range on a short-term deal. That's a steal for a guy who, at his best, is a game-wrecking force. And listen, there's always risk involved with signing an aging, injury-prone pass rusher.